So some of you might be following Chad Bell. I'm still surprised he hasn't blocked me because I challenge him often, or at least I was. I haven't recently. It's been a while. For the most part, I gave up on trying with this guy because he doesn't want to fucking think for himself. He'll repeat anything. Um, I've told you guys before that our masters, and we have fucking masters if you pull your head out of your ass. They've been working against the people, for lack of better words, since the 16th century. They've been putting things in line. They've been setting up dominoes that they can knock over. And this is a superficial example of something that stands to reason. It's plain as day if you look around. And I want you to consider that this is one of numerous examples. Just because I don't spell out all the others, because they're all over the fucking place, say the very least. Doesn't mean they don't exist. Doesn't mean you couldn't reason them out. I don't think I should have to fucking think for you, and I shouldn't. The point's for you to be invested, which means you're involved. In other words, don't confuse entertainment with research. If you've been spoon-fed something on the internet, on the DARPA internet, in your feed, on social media, that's a red flag, typically speaking, because the algorithm exclusively promotes propaganda, by and large. Which means you probably won't see this video pop up in your feed. Probably. I might be wrong. Sometimes I win the internet lottery, because freedom of speech doesn't exist anymore. Patently fascist horse shit is alive and well, because most people supported that. And now that's what flies, that's what stands, that's what exists. And no one's doing anything to stop that and reverse it and see that that's not how things are. In other words, our masters are thoughtful, they're proactive. They set things up, they put things in place that will not benefit you and I. It will benefit them through and fucking through. There's another way to put that, and I had it for a second, but I lost it. I need to eat some food. I'm going to play this short clip for you, and what the fuck do I know? Oh, and YouTube might flag this and say, this has a copyright, even though other people have left it online. Maybe. That happens to me too. Unlike other people who do leave some of these clips online, on YouTube in particular, and they're not flagged. Oh, good. 1 second.
Companies, people involved in the drug companies and the food industry all work together, and many of them own stock in each other's companies. It's a criminal enterprise. They'll have this meeting, and I know because I was in the meetings 30 years ago, and the food industry says we have...
In other words, he's a piece of shit too. And this is lesser magic. He's telling you something that you're supposed to know because it's a consent-based system. Not because out of the goodness in his heart, he's here to try to help you.
And many of them own stock in each other's companies. It's a criminal enterprise.
And to appreciate, he's being circulated on the DARPA internet because he is a piece of shit. You need to sit with these thoughts and you need to consider things like this, but most people are gullible as the day is long.
We'll have this meeting, and I know because I was in the meetings 30 years ago, and the food industry says we are putting some additives in the foods. But our chemists have discovered that when you add all three additives in the foods, a new compound is formed. And now the person's going to have twitching in their legs. And sometimes can take years before it starts developing. So the food companies will say, so what we're going to do is we're going to start putting it in the food, knowing that 7 or 8 or 9 years from now, there's going to be millions of people with this leg issue. So when restless leg syndrome comes out 7 or 8 years from now, you guys, the drug companies, should have a drug approved and ready to go. And you'll make $1 zillion. So they start working on the drug knowing that there's going to be this epidemic down the road.
In other words, things don't happen overnight. But all these superficial internet babies with no attention spans whatsoever, they want things right now. It's not how things work, and our masters appreciate this, which is why they're training people to think within those narrow parameters, so that they don't appreciate the fact that they are being manipulated on a large scale. Our masters are playing the long game. It's the great game. And I don't know anybody who's vaguely aware of what's going on, let alone the pieces on the fucking board. I've been trying to help people for over 10 years. In terms of patently fascist censorship, it's only gotten worse for me with every single fucking second that passes. Now I have next to no views whatsoever. In other words, no reach, as people put it. Because I'm trying to help people. What I'm talking about reflects reality. You can use these things as a fucking tool. And most people aren't going to caution you about any of this. And this is superficial shit, mind you, that you should know. But superficial people don't know these things. In other words, everybody who's following Chad Bell, they're going to click repost. They're going to like the video. They might even leave an emoji that was written into free social media, which is a red flag on here. Yeah? But they're not going to look into anything deeper than this because they are as superficial as they come. They are the problem. They work for our masters effectively, whether they're getting paid to do it or not. And this applies to you. All right, so Chad Bell posted this again 4 minutes ago. Let's see if it kept okay, good. Didn't know that it would. I thought it might actually disappear. So let's see if today's the day he'll block me. As it reads. Now apply this logic to AOL discs. Free cell phones handed out when you sign up for a plan, and the fact that you and I were trained to profile ourselves on free social media. Do you think any of these things are healthy, which is to say beneficial, or are all of them incremental steps that have resulted in detrimental results? It's flowery, it's long-winded, pardon me, as am I, because these two things are connected, yeah? Just the same. I rattle that shit off often. It's the same song and dance that you see in this video. But most people don't give a flying fuck what I could teach them. Not one. Because thinking is hard, and you're just looking for entertainment to click repost on. Because you've been trained to digest the latest propaganda. Heaven forbid you look back, you connect dots on your own, and you put in the fucking time. It's any wonder why things are fucking horrible.